What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to talk about lurking and your responsibilities as a lurk to your teammates and how to win games more. Uh, right away, if you think this video is going to help you get more stats and like better kills and just frag the fuck out, like it's not. This is not what this video is about. It's going to make you win games a shit ton more, but like a lot of people, they just straight up confuse lurking with baiting. I think almost everyone does that, especially in like North America. There's so much more to lurking that people realize. And yeah, hopefully you can learn a thing or two from this video and help your team win games in the future. So just right away, starting off, talk about communication and how it is important for a lurk. So when it comes to building a team and designing your lurk should not be like the quietest person on the team. I've made this mistake before, and I've been in teams where they made the same mistake. They're like, oh, so and so over here is like the quietest person on the team. We'll make him the lurk, because he doesn't talk anyways. Like that is the worst thing you can do, man. Like your lurk needs to talk a lot, and if you're the lurk, talk, like talk your head off, dude. Every piece of util you see, any type of gunshots you hear, footsteps, setups that you think they're doing, you need to talk. Like, and if you don't think you're talking enough, like if you think you're talking a lot, talk more. It makes the IGL's job so much easier. Speaking from the standpoint of IGL, it just makes everything so much easier. So that is like the number one thing right now for alert. Communication. Number two, you want to talk to your IGL and get to know him about his strats and why he likes to call certain strats on certain sites of the map, whatever site that you like to lurk on. Because as a lurk, you're probably gonna end up being the secondary caller on T side, like a lot of the times, because you're the only set of eyes and ears over here. So you're gonna have a lot of information that the IGL cannot hear or see that you can. So it's really important that you relay this information, and possibly secondary call. Like, hopefully you don't have like a dickhead for an IGL who just like thinks that he's always right. It's really important that he gets input from other players. So like, if you're lurking, maybe you're like, yo, IGL, they use both their smokes, both their mollies. Can we come exec on B? Like, that's just a type of like example of like what like a call that you can make, or be like, yo, we should come B like right now. I heard them rotate. There's only one on site. Like something like that along those lines. Yeah, you're probably gonna end up being the secondary caller. So that's why it comes back to point one of having good communication. So the third most important thing as a lurk is information. So all these kind of go hand in hand because your information is going to affect your communication, what you say, and that communication is going to affect your calling if you're the secondary caller. So information, I just want to bring this up because it's like, what should you talk about? Yeah, what should you talk about? Anything, literally everything that you see. So let's say you're the lurk tunnels here. This is information, just jump spotting back plat. If you come here and jump spot this. Now this is information. You could tell the IGL that there's no one, back plat. We can walk up tunnels here and not have to worry about getting shot at from back there, and do a really close pop that the CTs can't react with. Like, if you sit here, I'll just throw an HE, but let's say this is, alright, whatever. Let's say this is a flashbang right here, right? You guys, if there's no one back plat, you can walk all the way up to here without being seen. Flash comes out, boom, and then you're instantly out. CTs have no time to react. That's a type of information that you could tell, relay to your IGL that you can use. Another thing that you need to relay is the amount of util that the CTs have used. Have they used both their smokes? Have they used both their mollies, HEs, flashes? Are they out of util? Or footsteps. Yo, I've been lurking tunnels. There's always one going car. There's always one playing site. That's another really important thing too. Or let's say you're the lurk long. Maybe even it's the lack of util or lack of footsteps, lack of noise. If you're the long lurk and you never hear any flashes or smokes or mollies long, you need to tell that to your IGL like ASAP. Yo, they're not playing long. We should be able to take this for free. We might even be able to walk out long, mid round, late round, because they just don't play it. Any type of information, lack thereof information, sound cues, nades, footsteps, setups, anything. It all needs to go to your IGL ASAP. It dictates games. And I'm not even capping, like, as a lurk, you can solo carry games based off how well you play your role. Not based off stats, but how well you play your role. You are going to have the craziest impact on winning games. The fourth thing would be baiting util as a lurk. So this comes back into team structure. Let's say, you're an IGL and you're structuring your team. Do not make your lurk throw starting round util. So an example of that would be Xbox smoke. Let's say you have a default where you guys go up cat. You need an Xbox smoke. Do not make your tunnel lurker throw this Xbox smoke. He needs his util to bait out util from the CTs. If this guy does not have util to bait out util, and like the CTs are never going to throw anything. They're never pressured. So it's really important that this lurk has his smoke, has his flashes, has his HEs, has his mollies to bait out that util. An example of this would be, throwing a lurk smoke and then maybe mollying back plat or something. You're going to get a response. 100% you're going to get a response from a CT if you throw that. Or even just the lurk smoke. And yeah, that's going to help the util, or that's going to help the lurk count the amount of util that's being used by the CT and make them use more. Setting your IGL up for a call to make an exec on B site or long or a late exec long because they use all the util. Something that goes hand in hand with this, which is going to be my next point, is conditioning. So back to that lurk smoke, you can condition the CTs to getting used to the smoke here. So this is an act of conditioning. You throw this every single round. The CTs, first round they see it, they're going to respect it 100%. They're going to have to because it's something new. They're going to throw mollies, maybe even like double HE and someone runs close and flashes. I don't know. I'm just exaggerating at this point. But, they're going to respect this smoke and it's dangerous to them. Let's say you throw it 3 rounds in a row. You don't do anything with it. You just condition these CTs to get used to the smoke. The 4th round, you need to talk to your IGL and freeze time and be like, hey, I've been throwing this lurk smoke and they stopped responding to it. They don't throw any mollies, don't throw any flashes. Let's group up tunnels. Let me throw the lurk smoke and we'll group up behind it for a nice close hit. So then you come tunnels and CT's already used to seeing this. No HEs come in, no mollies. Now the whole team's able to walk all the way up here. They can clear this out, even walk all the way like out to here. Boom, flashes come in and they're out. This really helps your IGL make calls and really strong execs that you can get out of it by conditioning the Ts. So by throwing this smoke 3 rounds in a row, 4 rounds in a row, whatever, you almost make that 5th round like 100% win rate if the IGL makes the right call. And like this setup or this exec is like that powerful. Like this is really strong. Like this is probably going to win you around if they don't respect it and you guys are all right here. Just of how quick it is. The CTs cannot respond with util. It is just way too fast. So you can do something like this like early round. So that would be an act of conditioning. I'm trying to think if there's another example for that. I think that's a pretty good example. You just condition the CTs to, let's say, a certain smoke or maybe even a certain flash, like something like this, or maybe even a molly where they just don't respect it anymore. And then all of a sudden you throw that molly and you actually just go with it this time, and they're like, oh shit, I thought it was just the lurk, fucking around. And then boom, you're actually coming out with it. So that's an example of conditioning. The next point that I want to get into is for dictating rotations. So there's 2 types of dictating rotations. 1, you can hold a rotate, or 2, you can pull a rotate. So that would be holding a rotate. Let's say that your teammates are all grouped up in cat, your tunnel's here, right? And like the hit's gonna come in on cat. Like these guys are 100% about to call a cat execute. Your job right now, if you still have util, is to try and hold a rotate. So now, let's say from the eyes of the CT, they're like, his teammates are like, yo, bro, smoke's coming in cat, molly's coming in cat. He's like, all right, I'm rotating. If he sees a lurk smoke come out that you end up throwing like right here, he's gonna be like, hold on, I can't leave. They just smoked tunnels. I had to stay. You might get this guy to stay, or maybe even 2 people to stay, which is like a huge win. Now this makes it so much easier for your teammates over on cat to take a site because you stop these people from rotating. That's 2 plus people they have to worry about when they're taking the site. So that's why I'm talking about, like, this is so important that you nail down these responsibilities, because it not only affects you, but it affects like the job of your teammates. It makes it so much easier for them to take the site. So that would be an example of holding a rotate. You're stopping someone, you're pressuring this site and stopping the anchor or even the rotator from leaving because they're worried about you. The next thing you could do would be to pull a rotate. So this would be like kind of like faking the site. So let's say that your teammates are grouped up cat, but they're unknown this time. Last time it was known that they're all grouped up cat and someone's about to rotate. This time, no one knows they're here and no one's rotating. So what you can do to help out your teammates on cat is to pull a rotate from A over to you. So that would be like by faking the site, or just doing the same thing by throwing this lurk smoke and back plat molly and maybe 2 flashes out. And this is gonna get like the CTs, these guys are gonna be like, oh shit, smokes, mollies, flashes, like, yo, someone rotate. And now you're pulling the mid player away. He's coming up here to help out on B site. And then boom, now your teammates on cat can go and hit the A site. Like, now you just turn this into like a 4v3 into a 4v2 because you made so much presence over on B site that you got someone to come away from them, and rotate to B. So that would be an example of pulling your rotate. So you have holding your rotate and stopping someone from leaving, and you have pulling your rotate, which is actively trying to get someone from the other site to come towards you making that other site weaker, right? And then let me see. Yeah, another job of the lurk, which is pretty obvious, would be to flank. So, let's say that you don't want to pull or hold a rotate, or let's say you don't have the util to do that. You can just let the guy leave, and come out here and look for a flank. Like, this is something that a lot of people already know about. This is something that, like, this is like the one thing that everyone's actually good at when it comes to lurking. Nothing else. Like, they're just good at flanking. So this might just come naturally to a lot of people. But yeah, flanking is still a role of the lurk. Even though I was trashing it earlier, it's still really important that you do flank, and you make the CT scared of you. It's really important that they are scared of you, and it stops them from rotating, in future rounds if they're worried about you flanking. So if you can condition the CTs to get scared of you because you're always flanking them, now they're scared to rotate. So flanking is also another really good thing too. It's pretty obvious. Next up is holding map control, which is also another obvious part that I feel like a lot of people already have mastered. I feel like it's kind of, some people see this as the only thing that the lurk does too. So they think that the lurk comes tunnels and just holds this the whole round. Not true. Like I discussed earlier, like there's so many other responsibilities that this guy has. This is one of them though. He's responsible for tunnels. He's responsible for lower, and he's possibly responsible for mid as well. So that's why it's really important that this guy kind of stays alive. He's not really the playmaker all the time, but he's alive and he's holding onto this piece of map control, because this allows the IGL to maybe leave long if he wants and come back here. If this guy ends up dying because he's too aggressive tunnels, you just lost all of tunnels, all of lower tunnels, all of mid, even T-spawn control, which is horrible. And now you just fucked your teammates over because you're too aggressive and you're looking for kills. So after that, final responsibility of a lurk, which is the one everyone's going to want to hear, is playmaking. This does eventually come into hand of you coming out and getting that opening on the site and going for like a play that you need to make. Maybe your teammate's down and your guys are down 2 men or 3 men down or something, like it's like a 4v5 and you guys low util. You got to make a play. So yeah, playmaking is also part of the lurk's role, and I think the most safest way to do this would be, let's say you're the long lurk, right? And for some reason you got the information that there's only one here because you heard someone rotate off or something. This is like when, like the IGL, it sounds funny, but like this is literally a call that an IGL can make. Yo, so-and-so, the guy who's lurking, go kill. Like, just go out and kill. If you're confident in getting a 1v1, you can win a round based off of that 1v1, just by getting that fight there, which is like, those are good odds. 50% chance of winning the round based off a gunfight is like pretty good odds for the T's to take. And if they lose it, they don't really lose that much. So let's say you're like the long lurk, right? And you've been sitting long doors, and you know that there's like a guy pit, and you just heard this guy corner rotate off or something. Or, your teammates on cat made a lot of noise that guy's going to rotate off the site. And you're like, yo, there's only one long. Can I go for this kill? IGL's going to be like, yeah, go kill. Or, you guys are down like in a man, and he's like, yo, we need to play so-and-so, go kill. This is a legit thing. If you can find a 1v1 as a lurk, go for it. I mean, obviously run it through your IGL first, but yeah, go for it. Like I said, it's going to win you rounds. So I think that pretty much sums up everything, though, as for like the roles of a lurk. I can't really think of anything else. Let me know what you guys think about this video, and if it helps you, maybe open your eyes to how to actually lurk and not bait your teammates. And yeah, hopefully this helps your teams. Open, intermediate, main, advanced, MDL. I mean Premier. My bad. Whoever's watching this video. So yeah, let me know what you think.